Of all the things I do in beekeeping, there's one thing I hate the most. I don't like this task at all. I dread it. I don't look forward to it. It's never fun. It's never enjoyable. And I usually wind up being stung when I do it. But it's all about mowing around the hives. Now, someone asked me recently in the comments, how do you keep your bee yard looking so nice? And so today I'm going to show you how I do it and maybe give you some tips. The reason you do want to keep your bee yard mowed and looking nice, I think, number one, it does help the bees have a clear entrance into the hive. As you can see, some of my hives do have a little bit of blockage, tall grass in front of them. Now they can work their way through the tall grass, not a big deal, but it's not optimal, right? Another reason is because like small hive beetle and other insects or pests sometimes have more shaded coverage that they can live in the grass, and it's just going to allow you to keep that under control. And if you're using grub X, for example, a lot of beekeepers do use grub X to keep small hive beetle larvae from pupating in the soil. Grub X is better applied with the grass very low like that. But those are reasons. But most of all, we just want it to look nice. Now let's just hop on the mower and get started. I'll talk you through my way of doing it. I've got some really good ways that are going to help you succeed at mowing and weed eating around your hive. Now, I've learned over the years that the trick to mowing around hives is not to pause while you're near the hive. I want you to keep moving kind of snappy, kind of quickly, choose your path. And I want you to mow just right up next to it as close as you can, but keep going. Don't try to make a sharp turn, get the next side, stay on that one hive too long, or it's going to agitate the bees. So try to make separate passes to all four sides individually, so the bees can have a minute to calm down. So you'll see in this video, I'm going past the bees a little bit, and then I circle around and I come back to that hive. So I'm not at one hive a real long time. I think that's key. Of course, try not to throw your grass into the entrance of the hive. That's another good tip. But the most important tip of all is, for goodness sakes, don't accidentally knock into your hive and knock it over. Well, this is one of my favorite things to do is weed eat around hives. Now, obviously you can put pavers or some carpeting or something to get the grass not to grow real close to your hive, and that makes trimming a lot easier. I don't bother with that. With this number of hives, I don't want to have to do that. And so it's easier for me to come out once a month or once every 2 months and just weed eat around the hive. The technique that I use is, it boils down to never throw grass, whether you're mowing or weed eating, never throw grass onto the bees, especially their entrance. So think about where you're slinging the grass, either on the mower or the weed eater, and don't agitate them with the cut grass being blown or thrown against them. So in my case, what I like to do is I like to start either at the back of the hive, weed eating, and then I do the two sides, and I do the front last. The front is where they're going to, be most agitated. Again, I'm using a battery operated weed eater. I've got a gas weed eater, but you got the sound of the mower, you got the smell of the gasoline burning, and so it does seem to bring out more bees. This one is a lot more quieter, and it's just a lot less intrusive to the bees. So here's what we do. Let me pop in here while I'm mowing and ask you guys to please subscribe. We got a lot more mowing tips coming up and weed eating tips. It means the world to me when you subscribe, so click on the button below, give me a thumbs up. Now let's keep trimming these hives. Now I like to kind of get down to the dirt actually. I try to get it as low as I can when I'm weed eating. That just limits how quick the grass is going to grow back. The trick is to do it early in the morning before the bees start flying a lot, and especially if you're having cool nights, that's ideal. If you can get it where the bees have been almost clustered, like we've had some nights of 54 degrees Fahrenheit. And so that's almost clustering temperature, not quite. And so the bees are going to be inside, they're going to be cooler having spent the evening. And so if you can go out and mow early. Now some people have the other position. They believe that it's better to mow when the bees are flying because bees are quickly more agitated when they're all in there and you make a loud noise. They can just kind of boil out and get you. Also, when I'm weed eating, I usually don't care about the attitude of the bees. I'm just going to get the job done. Now, if I see a hive that is really irritated by me weed eating them, right when I'm at the side, right when I'm at the back, I may do a little bit there, go to another hive, come back and do a little bit there, go to another hive, and keep letting them calm down over and over again. All right, well that brought a few after me. You can see that they're there. So this is a good time to walk away from this hive, away from these guard bees, and you can go to another hive downstream and kind of keep them cooled down there, and we'll come back. So let's go ahead and do the horizontal Langstroth. As you can see, a horizontal Langstroth, you got more area that you can't mow real close to. Obviously, I'm at the back of the hive here, and this is a good opportunity to ask you guys to please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. You get more great tips on things like mowing around your hives, how to weed eat, and basically how to keep bees. So let's go ahead and trim this up. I have noticed that this hive does seem to be a little bit more irritated. The last time I did it, we'll see how they go, but they were a little bit more irritated. Oh, and also this hive here, this is my most aggressive defensive hive on the property. So guess what I'm going to do this one? Take a guess, leave a comment. When would I do this one? First? Absolutely not. If I do this one first, I won't be able to do any of them. So this will be the last hive that I'll do. And we're going to watch. I'll have Patrick, our videographer, actually kind of film the entrance while we trim, while we give them a haircut, and we'll see if they can stay put or if they do get agitated. We'll do that one last. By the way, I've always used a Black & Decker weed eater. Now, I bought this one on Amazon for 150 bucks with the battery, and I've got a bunch of these batteries from before. And I'll leave a link below if you are looking for, you know, a good Black & Decker battery-powered weed eater. This is a 40-volt one. They make lower volt ones, but this one gets the job done. The batteries last a long time. Are they coming out, Pat?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Famous last words. Just before you say run. I would say this is not a task that you would want to do with your flip-flops, your shorts, and a hat and a veil. As you can see, I got a few that are inspecting me and telling me they don't like me being here. And I'm glad I got my suit and gloves on. Another important tip, you can see here these tie-down straps. It's from when I moved the hives here from my other yard. And these tie-down straps are kind of just left here. They're hanging around. And before you mow, you do want to walk through your yard, pick up comb, pick up frames, look around the hive to see if you do have some tie-down straps, you know, that could get caught in the mower. That happened to me one time. I caught a tie-down strap with my mower, and I'll tell you what, that tie-down strap wrapped around those blades so tight. I had to take it back to the shop, jack it up, take the blade off, and unwind the tie-down strap. So that's a good thing to do before you mow. Just, look around the hive, make sure that nothing is going to get caught in the mower, and it's going to make the job much easier to weed eat as well with those out of the way. And if you're new to my channel, you've missed the video where I told you that I just let these trees grow. I used to mow all of this as a yard, and then over the years I let these little trees grow. And so this was not a wise decision here. I could have probably gone through here with the mower, but I spent a few years, mowing and then saying, okay, that tree needs to come down because I can't get between the two trees. And I probably wouldn't mind losing one of these trees, but they're there. I'm going to have to try to mow through here. But anyway, I got to weed eat a little bit more right here. Also, you notice that there's always going to be grass under the hive, and if you got screen bottom boards, grass can actually grow up into your hive. The bees will keep trimming it inside there. So when I'm in the front, I do try to get as deep as I can in there. Let's trim around the round hive. As you can see, the round hive is on a piece of carpet, and so that made it easy, I don't have to mow right up underneath them, and I can kind of just rely on the carpet to keep the grass killed. So if you just have a handful of hives, you can think of pavers, old carpeting, something to keep the grass away. Look at that, they didn't care at all. They were thankful. They're cheery now, they're happy because I keep things trimmed up for them. That's what bees should be. They should be happy you're helping them out. I don't know why they would get upset. I'm trying to make their lives better. I was weed eating around one hive one year, and I was hoping that, the bees wouldn't get agitated. And all at once there was a timber rattler right underneath the hive that did not like me weed eating. And I was like, okay, I'm out of here. But weed eating is a lot like beekeeping. If you ask one weed eater one question, if you ask 10 weed eaters one question, you'll get 10 different answers. I've been weed eating a long time, but in this case, I just want to show you what works for me is, see how the grass is kind of taller here? Oftentimes, I'll start cutting into the height of the grass. I won't just try to take it by the roots first. I trim it at the top and then get going down. Let me show you. Okay, so I won't do that here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay back out here and I'm going to trim really low to the ground. I'm throwing my grass over to the right and I'm going to work my way into the bees. They weren't really that agitated, were they?
No, not too bad.
You know, Pat's not even wearing gloves. All right, Pat, what else we got to do? We got a few more? Oh, we still got our mean one too. Oh, we got some down here we got to do. That's our mean one. Let's don't do that one. All right, that Apiary hive was a little more cantankerous. So let's go to the flow hive. It's on a big paver. The ONLINE hive, let's see how they do. Tree branch, thought that was a wire. They are well behaved, and I think
There's a couple here.
couple on you. All right, and then I got this one, and then the mean one, and we'll be done. Are they mean? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
baby.
was watching you.
Oh wow. Don't watch me. I'm just sitting over here trying not to get stung. We're gonna come back to this one. All right, so this is a good time to say, you know, this when you do your weed eating, then we're gonna say, okay, that hive there doesn't like weed eating. So that's the one we want to do last. It may be even more defensive than the mean one. We'll see. This is the mean one. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, boy, that hurt. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, boy, that hurt. Well, that was a great time to leave. They didn't follow us too bad, but me and Pat, we were glad to be done. Glad we saved that hive till the last, that's for sure. Now, it is very hot. I don't know if you're experiencing the heat like we are, but look at my weather station right here. I'm almost reaching 111 degrees Fahrenheit on the heat index, almost 92 degrees. Very, very hot and humid outside. miserable. Now this is hard on your bees, and I made a video that can help you guys out how to deal with your bees in hot weather. Check that video out right here. Keep your bees cool in this hot spell. See you guys over there.